I've been having this relationship problem for a while now, and of course, I don't normally do relationship problems on this channel or ever. And don't get flustered. I know it's still a food review video, and I promise you, it all ties back into food. Now, over the years, I've gone to several food places, even before YouTube, because I love food. And being able to make a lot of these foods myself, I think I've developed more and more of an understanding of what food should be like, right? And if I do not know, I'll do my research and I will learn and educate myself. Now, I'm just a person on the internet, and I've tried different ways to connect with you, and we have. When I go to a restaurant and I share a food review and tell you what to expect, and then you leave from the US or some part of town and then you go there and you have the same experience, we have connected. Because truth is, I may never ever meet any of you a day in my life. Some I've gotten the chance to just pop up and I've met you. Now back to my relationship problem. I've seen Jilly cry over it because I've literally tried to push her into this dream that she's had, which is cakes. I think she makes one of the best Christmas cakes I've ever had. And if it's not going to be the best for you, I promise you it's very much up there. Now, I remember she cried because, sometimes when she was doing the recipe, there were some hiccups and blah, blah, blah. And I'm that person. I try to influence people into being the best version of themselves if I can. And she made a video, just showing you guys in short how to prepare one for yourselves. But let's be real, you can give somebody the entire recipe and it just doesn't work out. Not all of us are bakers or chefs or whatever the case is. So in a nutshell, on my website, soistudios.com, I am going to be posting Jilly's cakes. I know a lot of you have seen Jilly's cakes and you've always wanted to taste them. But now, this is the perfect opportunity to get that chance to try them. It's going to be priced based on, the shipping weight and just the packaging, because it's not going to be packaged cheaply. And you're going to have the opportunity to try this cake. Now, if you're not Jamaican and you've never had a fruit cake before, try it once. And if you love fruit cakes, definitely try it. Do not be the person that says, oh, someone else is going to do it. I want you to be that person. I am praying and I'm asking you guys that she gets, even if it's one sale. That one sale could be you, because I find like a lot of people do not want other people to be successful. So sometimes it's really the people who go out there to help other people to achieve their dreams. They are the ones that count. So I hope your order counts. And yeah, I appreciate you for trying to help me solve this problem in my relationship. And honestly, it's not a joke. It's not a gimmick. It is a problem, because I know sometimes she feels down when, she has a lot to offer in that regard and she doesn't really get the support, so that's my Christmas wish for now. Anyway, we are going to be doing this curry video where we show you guys the finale, and I hope you guys enjoy. Remember, soistudios.com, I'll put the cake links in the video, and I hope I can get one sale from you guys. See you in the video. Alright, so of course we headed to the streets because we were going to try some amazing street food. Of course, the very first 4 stops will be a short summary as to what happened. If you want to catch the details, see our facial expressions and why we gave these first 4 stops these scores, definitely go back to day 1 where we have all the details. Now, stop 1 was to taste these. Of course, I gave a quick little idea as to the history of curry and what it is, and Tasties was our budget-friendly stop. we got some pretty decent food at a pretty decent price, and of course we gave Tasties our ratings. Now to our second stop was taking us down to downtown Kingston, where we tried out Moby Dick's restaurant. Now let me tell you, a lot of people who watched that video definitely have them listed as their crowd favorite, and I've been hearing from the owners that people have been stopping by to try their amazing food there, and of course we gave them our rating. Now we headed on an adventure again on day 2, where we stopped at Crew. Now Crew is more of the uptown, more upscale stop, and let me just say, Crew definitely surprised us. It was some pretty amazing food, and of course we gave them our rating. Now for our second stop of day 2, we headed to the more of a hole in the wall called Pete's. Now Pete's definitely will not leave a hole in your stomach after they give you their amazing curry, and you know what happens next. We gave them our ratings. Now to our third and final day, where we showed you guys the experience, but we did not quite tell you the details as to how we felt about each of these last 2 dishes. So for the rest of the video, we are going to let you know how we felt about each of these dishes, and we will see who is the number 1 in our list of curry stops in Jamaica.
Alright, so the scores for me are in. We're gonna start off with customer service. So this time, like, I went in there with you, I got a feel of it for myself, and you know, for you, what's the customer service rating?
I gave them 6.5 for my customer service rating.
6.5 for customer service rating. Yeah, I think that's agreeable. I gave them a 7. And the reason why I gave them a 7, because it was average. There was no rudeness, no nothing like that. You know, it felt like how the plates appeared. So I'll go with that. Yeah, so a 7. What about the price point?
Price point for me was 6.5. So $1,400 for a large curry. And I mean, the serving for me, I think, was small. Curry in the box was not a lot. And yeah, I think it kind of, yeah.
The price point for me is, before I was going with an 8, but then I decided to go with a 7. So it's a 7 for me because, yeah, I mean, it's a good price. It's a good price, $1,400, but what I was expecting of, you know, yeah. For me, I'm going with a 7 on that. Presentation.
I gave them an 8 for presentation. Yeah, it was average.
Presentation, I gave them an 8.6. They are basically similar to what Tasties own looked like. However, they did add a roti, so you don't know. We gave them a little bit more for the roti, and it was well placed. You know, the roti wasn't how can I say, on top of the curry and getting, you know, soggy. Yeah. I think what probably would work better is one of those four section plates where you can actually, you know, put the roti in one side and then but yeah, 8.6 for me. Flavor.
For flavors, I gave them an 8. The flavors were good. Wasn't too spicy, wasn't too mad. It would be just right for somebody who's not too big on too much spice. But for the overall food itself, the curry itself and the goat, I think that the goat needed to have been cooked a little bit more.
Thank you.
It was not, yeah, it could have been cooked a little bit more. Needed some more time on the stove.
Agreed. My rating is going to be very weird because I gave them a 9. I remember in the previous episodes, Jilly was talking about, you know, rami and mutton and all of that stuff. So I was eating with that in mind, and I was like, yo, this meat feels a little bit tougher. It could mean because the goat was an older goat. You never quite know. But because flavor is really about the taste of it, the flavor, I would give the flavor a 9. I love the spiciness. That's what you're looking for with a curry. But like Jilly said, the texture, you would want a nicer, you know, something a little bit more tender, you know, easy on the bite. But flavor-wise, I think the flavors were quite there. What about aroma?
Aroma was at 8. Yeah, it was at 8.
Aroma for me, I gave it a 7 because, yeah, across the board, basically everybody got a 7 for me. They all smelled like a curry.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Temperature.
9. It was pretty hot. And we were fumbling around trying to talk with the camera.
Also
So,
went
yeah.
to the 9 as well. Overall experience? Go for it.
I gave them an 8. Overall, 8 for me. If you want some curry and you're over this side, or you want to take a drive out to Kingston, you can come here and eat. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I would take a drive out. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. My overall experience is also an 8 as well. On the way here, I was saying to you, well, not that far, you know, I would make the trek to, you know, come out here and whatever. But really and truly, this is my job. This is what I do. Like, I try to inform you guys on places to come and, you know, try to have food and whatever. If I'm in Kingston, I'm definitely going on to Moby Dicks. Like, for me, like, yeah, the planting and the reality for me was more like...
Definitely.
Yeah. So, but like Jilly said, if you're around this area, then Sharms is definitely, you know, a good value for money. Flavor-wise is pretty there. It could be an off day in terms of the texture, or it could be the age of the goat.
Yeah.
That's also a part of it. And honestly, I did love the experience of that hole in the wall where it's just like, yo, in here kind of darkish, or, you know. But I wanted the flavors just to be reminiscent of that experience. But nonetheless, we head down to Murray's. Honestly, Murray's for me, I like the out of town drive out and thing, but I'm just hoping that going this far, like the food would be good. It would be worth it. But if you guys know of any more spots that you can go out of town for that we should check out, drop it in the comments, and please make sure that it is like busting. You understand? Because we are use some gas to go this far for, you know, try food. And I know a lot of you guys, when you watch these videos as well, you guys are foodies. You want to go out there and try different stuff. So, you know, we have to give it a review so you guys know if it's really worth the while. Anyway, we head off to Murray's, you know, where we're going to experience, hopefully, the best curry in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys there. All right, I have my scores in. I'm ready to go. You done?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with customer service. So this time around, I was in there with you as well. What's the customer service like?
I'd give them a 8.5 for customer service. I mean, probably could have gone 9, but I give them an 8.5. I like the fact that I realized that they were using like some what do you call that?
Training
Work
students.
training
work
student,
experience.
right? Work experience, sorry. Some two high school girls from whatever the high school is called, and they were in there. They were the ones that served. So I gave them an 8.5. Yeah.
For me, my customer service was at 8. Honestly, I found the customer service to be flat. If you get what I'm saying, like in Jamaica for these places, I mean, it's not just a food. You want that experience of, you know, someone saying, hey, how are you? What can you get for you? Or whatever. You order the curry, they might say, hey, you want an extra side of roti? The roti is really good. That type of thing, I think, for a place like here, is kind of what I expect, because out of all of the places, they are the perfect fusion of being a little bit more sophisticated, you know, with technology, for example, like a crew, but they're not a crew, they're more like almost like a traditional food stop that many people want to come to. So I think they kind of missed out on that.
It was very lackluster.
It was lackluster, but the reason why I gave it an 8, which is a good score also, is I love the fact that I could see, like, you know, them doing the jerk chicken and whatever, you know. I like that vibe with it. Price point.
Price points for me was what, $1,500. I gave them a 6.5. Them they are country.
It's 15?
1,500, yeah.
Okay.
So I gave them a 6.5 because I mean $1,500. The food serving wasn't that much larger than anywhere else that we've been to. Them they are country. I'm sure there's a slaughterhouse nearby. I'm sure them catch them goat and kill them. They could have done better with the price. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that kind of you can maybe change your mind a little bit. Yeah, at first I was going with an 8, but then I thought about the 7.5, which is, it is very weird that I find that on the street food journeys or the food journeys, that things in the country area is more expensive. It's weird. Like, why is it more expensive being in country where country basically supplying town? I really don't know if it's a fact that because most of the supply goes into Kingston, so it's what's left back, but I highly doubt it. A place like here is supposed to be shelling out a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'll go with a 7.5 based on that and the overall experience. Yeah. Presentation.
It was at 8. It was at 8. I was being generous with it. It was pretty much the same setup as every other place I would be at except Moby Dick and probably Crew.
I give him an 8.5 because, like I said, I think the plating of it could be a little bit better, and Sharms was like an 8.6. So I give him an 8.5. Maybe if you come here and you have a sitting and whatever, the food should be
Different.
It might be plated differently, but highly doubt that because them only still give us one roti, so like yeah. So presentation 8.5. What about flavor?
Flavors, I gave them an 8.9 for flavors.
Damn, I went with a 10. I went with a complete 10 because I think with everywhere that we went with, it's gonna really be based off of preference. Did they hit the targets of what you expect to be a curry? Yes, they definitely did. Who else got a 10 from me? I think it was Mobi's got a 10 from me, and they got the 10 because of the spiciness. I think the only difference with Mobi's is that with Mobi's, the curry felt like someone really pre-orchestrated it, like somebody make it from scratch, which we know that the lady made it from scratch, but it was different. This one tasted more like a
generic.
Not fully generic, but it's more generic compared to Mobi's, and them add a lot of pepper, so. But I still give them a 10 because what I love was the richness of the curry itself in terms of the color and also like the thickness of the gravy. Because let's be real, most places we go to, like curry have only for oil.
And I think maybe I'm hard on them because over here people normally talk about them curry goat, and they have another restaurant that's a brother restaurant or a sister restaurant to this one, Hope Gardens. Oh. That they must sell the same curry goat for $3,000. Like, come on.
Oh yes, I've been there before. Yeah, I'm the buy curry. Yeah, a real thing.
So them should have really So that I was hard on them, but it's good.
Fair. I mean, I still think it's a fair score. I mean, it's not 8.9. It's not bad. It's very good actually. Aroma.
I gave him an 8.
I went across the board. Everybody got a 7 from me. I think it was only Pete's alone that probably got an 8 because Pete's was. I don't know, it did smell different. Everybody else owned the smell like what you expect. Temperature, a 9. I think I've been across the board with it.
I give them a 7 because the temperature could have been hotter. Because when I got the food, it never feel hot. And even when we were eating, I know it never ate right away, but it wasn't hot from inception. So I give them a 7.
Yeah, I agree with Jilly. I'm still gonna keep the 9 because I think, just the whole thing about with the car and whatever, the food. I don't think I had a cold plate or anything. Mm-hmm. Everything was pretty good. Overall experience.
I gave them an 8.5 for me overall.
From my overall experience, I gave them an 8. Like I said, I think they have the perfect opportunity to, when they're creating food, to have a bit. To use the showmanship, and to also welcome people in onto that experience. Because if you check a lot of these restaurants nowadays, like if you're going to a fine dining restaurant, some of them have glass room type of what you can call it, like restaurants. You can actually see the food being cooked because everybody getting very picky about the process of the food. Mm-hmm. And here being open pits and all that, it's good to kind of see the food. So I think they did well with that, but the customer service part was kind of like
yeah.
So it wasn't average. It wasn't bad because in Jamaica you have worse customer service.
But it's funny, even though we never dined in, even when we entered, the host or the servers, nobody never really came to us to see, are you guys gonna be dining in?
And I think I agree. I think that is where you find the problem, because with Jamaica, once you find like you gain some level of popularity, it's like everyone. It'll be like me. Like I would walk into a store and then I go, you don't know who me be. You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
They do it that way where you have to treat every customer as if they've never been here before. I mean, kudos to the people you can recognize their face, so they know exactly where to go and order this and whatever. Because when you come here, there's like 2 different sections to order from. Like,
and you have to ask.
You have to ask,
you
know.
You have to actually ask. You know, you expect our hostess to say, hey, are you guys gonna dine in or are you taking out? Then you say, okay, if you're gonna dine in, you go there, or if not, you can order over there or whatever. But we have to actually extract that information from the person that was on.
Just kind of take out on the food.
Yeah.
But overall, we're gonna head back on the road. This has been an amazing food tasting experience. Remember to drop in the comments because I'm sure there's other places that have the road to experience that I am craving for, and you guys can share that with us, and we can hopefully go check them out. So let's head on the road.
Remember, guys, that you can check out the Soai store to place your orders for Steven's famous jerk.
It's not famous as yet, but
we're working on the famous part.
Yeah, we're working on the famous part, but we're getting there, guys.
Boy, so this is something I find very interesting. So we just sat down, we tallied up the scores, and it's a tight one. Like, it was super tight. Who actually walked away with it? But I think, honestly, deservedly so. And what I really appreciated was that, you know, we put both of our scores together and, you know, came up with an answer. Of course, people might disagree, some people might agree, but I think the greater amount of people will agree with who won. So we're gonna start out who came in the final position, and no discredit to anybody, but let's start out. Who came in 6th place?
Alright, no guys, I have just seen the scores, the overall scores, average and stuff.
I saw that.
Oh, so this is kind of a surprise. Well, this part not really a surprise to me. Let me stop telling a lie. So Tasties is in 6th position with 110.5 points.
Now, let me be honest. The reason why, well, I mentioned it in one of the episodes, the reason why Tasties went into it is because we're looking for an affordable option and also to balance everything off as well, because we had 5 nice contenders, and then I thought, well, let's even it out and make it to 6. So I'm not surprised with that. Who is in 5th place?
5th place is Pete's with 116.5 points.
Cumulatively, do you agree? Do you think that Pete should have been in 5th place after going through the experience?
No, I'm lying on a Pete's, guys. Sorry, may I read the thing upside down? It's actually.
Yo, you know what this reminds me of? That beauty pageant. They literally have one job just to read the score, and they completely mess up. Please,
guys,
who is in 5th place?
I'm sorry. Charms is in 5th place at 109.6, because honestly, I was like, I didn't think that was deserving. Pete's never deserved to be down there, so bad, guys. Sorry, man. My bad. Yeah. So how you feel about Charms being in 5th place?
Utterly disgusted, like that it went that far. When I started the whole series, in my head I was just like, yo, I definitely want to go to the Charms place because I see people, you know, talking about it and whatever and blah blah blah, and I was completely looking forward to it. When we were selecting the places to go to, it was based off location, and at the same time too, you kind of wanted on each day for there to be like this epic stop, you know, and I thought that Charms for me was going to be the epic stop, and Charms was not the epic stop.
Honestly, guys, he was really rooting for Charms.
Oh, completely.
He had his mind set
completely
on it, like, yo. Sorry, babe, gosh.
Yeah, one of those things, but like I said, even though they're in that position, it doesn't mean that they don't have good food. It's just that compared to what the other experiences were like, and then everything that we put together, yeah. Alright, who is in 4th place? Take your time.
Read it slowly.
Slowly. Who's in 4th place?
Alright, in 4th place, we have Murray's in 4th place with 113.4.
How you feel about that though? Because you don't know Murray's is a place everybody, I mean, out of everywhere, Murray's is the heaviest patronized. Like,
We came here on a Monday thinking that, you know, they want to come on Saturday because all the people would be there. There was a lot of people there. Like, there was probably at least 30 people, I would say, give or take.
No, there's that influx of
Yeah,
people.
who picking up and who was staying. What do you feel about that?
Honestly, guys, Maurice hurt my feelings.
Big time.
Never hurt my feelings. Like, them really hurt my feelings. I feel away. Yeah, feel away.
Cool. All right, third place.
All right, third place we have drum roll, babe. We have Pete's in third place at 116.5.
So hold on there. So you mean so you missed? So you had Pete in fifth by accident, and you actually wow, you were really off the back.
Off
But
bottom.
third place.
Yeah.
Third place.
Honestly, me, I'm proud of Pete.
You
I feel like me and Pete's
Say something. What should I say?
That's true. Third place once again.
Let me stop. Let's just deliberate. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah.
What do you have as last place?
Tasty.
Oh, Tate is our last place on Shams at 109.6.
Yes. Oh, should we ever gonna add that over?
So I'm completely happy that I stopped and pulled over because you see when Steve Harvey was doing his show and all the woman them and the man them and the grandmother them and uncle them that are going like, oh, you make a mistake. Jilly completely.
Guys, they deserve a pullover. You know it's serious.
Because I was like, why something is wrong with these scores. Like, make me get it right. We're gonna start it back over. This I'm never put up with sometime. Yeah. Never put up with
Love
this
you,
one.
babe.
Yeah, but
Love you.
yeah, I don't really want you to hook me because the mic
I try
you know,
it.
or whatever the case is, but let's go again.
Guys, I messed up.
We're not gonna bloop this out. Let's go. Alright, so who's really in last place?
Alright guys, but a serious note now. Seriously speaking, I made a boo-boo. So Charms is actually in last place with 109.6. But guess what? I really did that to see if you guys were paying attention, and if you realize that I made a mistake, drop it in the comment section. Yeah?
It's kind of weird though that Sharon's beat Tasties, but
yeah, kind of weird, don't it?
Wow.
So it's Charms at 109.6. Then there's Tasties at 110.5. Maurice at 113.4. And in third place is Pete's at 116.5. And I can honestly say I am really, really, really super proud of Pete's. I'm proud of them. I feel like, you know, when you grow up with somebody from your little, I'm proud of them. Okay. Listen, babe.
I have nothing to say. I never knew what a Pete's was before now. But I think overall, yeah, they stood the ground. I think where I probably might have rated them a little bit higher was the aroma. I think I gave them like 1 point above everybody else because it was a different kind of smell. But yeah, I would, you know, seeing that we live close by to Pete's relatively, you know, yeah, if I was passing there, I would definitely get some curry goat from them. Now, of course, this one I know cannot be messed up at all.
I can't mess this up, guys.
It's definitely, there's only two people left. That's between Crew and Moby Dick. Now, my honest opinion, when I heard about Moby, I've been hearing about him for a very long time, so I kind of knew that, alright, this place should have something to offer. Then, of course, when I thought about Crew, honestly, Crew for me was in my thoughts gonna be somewhere like the 4th place. So, I don't even want a drum roll because last time I waited for drum roll. Who is in 2nd place?
Alright guys, so I thought we even giving a 2nd place. We're gonna do this like Miss World. Like when we did operate like Miss World, I'm gonna do this like Miss World. We don't do 2nd place. I'm gonna tell you guys who is the winner for our curry. Who come first? And then I'm gonna tell them who come 2nd. So the person with the highest amount of points is actually Moby Dick with 127.5 points. In a very, 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 very close second is Crew. We get how much points, guys? 127 points.
So just by a point 5.
Yeah.
Just by a point 5. Yo, let me tell you, like, honestly, when I'm listening to myself and how I've been speaking through the entire thing, I was just like, yo, me keep on bring up Mobies. I wonder, even though I thought it was Crew that was the winner, but I found that involuntarily I kept on bringing up Mobies. Like, for me, it was like they were what you expect, you know, the margins, and I think the presentation of the food was what took it out. And even though you're serving in a box and it's kind of limited, you can get creative with that. You get a master, so that's been a vibe. Yeah, it's gonna be Mobies. Like, if I feed for some curry goat and you ask me which part for go, honestly, if you were passing a Murray's, if you were passing a Pete's, if you were passing a Tasties, I would tell you to pass your butt
Over to Moby Dick.
straight over.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds weird.
Pass your butt over the
Yo, cut. But in a nutshell, yeah, I would tell you to make sure that you don't pass Mobies. Now, the funny part about it is, when I was talking to the owner of Mobies, she said to me that, she said, hey, it seems like your girlfriend is smarter than you, because she's been to Mobies and you have not. And I took no insults of it. I agreed, because if you are into curry, that is where you should go to. I mean, yes, there's some things I would say, like you can kind of, you know, have a little update to them thing, you know, get with technology a little bit or whatever, but keep that same type of look and vibe. But overall, the curry talk for itself. What you have to say?
Good, guys. It's good.
Oh
It's
my
good.
God.
The food there is really good, and I think that you guys should all go there and try it. This video is not an endorsed video by any other restaurants I would go to. It's just me going out there because we like food, and we were really in search of what we would say the best curry in our eyes in Kingston. So trust me, guys. Like Steve said, the place could do that little spruce up, but we have to bear in mind also that it's an older person who is operating the place, and you know, a lot of times, yeah, it's harder to effect change. But check them out, guys. Them win.
Trust me, complete. I mean, I think they were the most expensive out of all of them,
Yeah.
but rightfully so, the most expensive ones. And yeah, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, you know, tell us your favorite parts and if you agree, because we really spend some money to make that video if you really think about it, because like every day we spend probably like in Jamaican terms like what, $5,000 give or take, just to try food.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to try some food, but it was worth it, because when we go home we had it for dinner and things like that. And yeah, anyway, it was fun hanging with you guys. Thank you for making it to the 4th and final episode. Enough love, enough respect. Remember to see things, love, nature, and adaptation. And always, Jilly, read the story proper. Keep the link. Oh God,
Yes,
brother.